go. I'll cover you. Good shot. High five. That was awesome. Good job, bud.
Look at this. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We are here on Swamp Talk with Mr. Tom Cole.
Infamous.
No, not the infamous Mr. Tom, but the Mr. Tom Cole from NXL and many things. As you guys can see in the corner here, we have got the Summit Awards from last year in Vegas, which is some of what we're going to talk about this evening with Tom, amongst other NXL things. So if you guys have got a topic you want talked about or something, please chime in on the comments, and we'll see what we can do. Once again, Tom, like I said before, thank you for joining us tonight. And
I appreciate you having me.
How's the weather?
It's cold.
How's
It's
the
actually
weather,
snow
sir?
today. I'm in Nashville. We've got a little snow, so.
All right. Yeah, I guess back in Hell, Michigan, they got a decent amount, but here in Florida, yeah, I'm bragging just a little bit. It's 83 degrees, and the tops of my feet are still sunburned, and
I always
damn,
feel like
I'm
it's
loving
snowing in Michigan, so.
Yeah, it's
Michigan, though.
It's Michigan. Summers are summers. They're nice, but the winters can be negative 16 degrees with no damn snow on the ground. Okay,
Brutal.
that is totally brutal. I mean, I still will talk about it to this day. That one winter when the manholes froze 6 feet down. I mean, I'm a plumber, so that was a real big, because all of a sudden everything started to melt, right? And the ground's frozen 6 feet down, and that never happens. Man, what a
Yeah, no,
mess.
I live in Florida, given all things considered.
At least you can get away from the hurricanes because they're coming. They don't know what the hell's going on with snow or rain.
They're
They
never
got no
right
clue.
on their weather here in Florida, ever.
Yeah. But anyhow, so yeah, let's. I got a couple of questions before we get into all the other stuff. Let's do a little bit of bullshitting. So I was curious, what was your first game of paintball that you ever played?
Probably a long time ago. I'm going to say 1986.
Were you involved? Were you involved with paintball before you played?
No, I played. I played as a kid. I went to a local park, actually Outdoor Adventures, which is what Barnow's Park's named after now, up in Chesapeake. But I played at Outdoor Adventures and with a rental gun with a Splatmaster, and got hooked. I was probably 16, 17, and been playing ever since. And kind of got involved on the back end at some point. So.
Cool stuff. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with me. That's how I got involved. You get out there with some friends playing for a birthday party.
You were 17.
No, I wasn't 17. I was a little bit older than that. And then next thing you know,
we did it with our kids.
Yeah, well, and then next thing you know, you're trying to play tournament ball, and you're a scenario player. It just doesn't mesh.
I played my fair share of scenarios in my time. That's for sure.
Yeah. What was the first scenario game you ever played? I mean, I know you've been in you did Decay of Nations this last year, right?
Last year, my first big game was probably the North-South game up in Newburgh, New York. Jerry Bronsfield, I think. It was before I would have known Jerry, so it was like maybe 87, 88, somewhere in that ballpark. But yeah, I'd probably play about a scenario game a year, I would say, is in my little thing. And I general Decay of Nations just last year, I guess, 2024. So, yeah, I like it. I like to play.
I've been out to California and played in the first Dead Legends. I think we did it at Giant. No. It was the second Dead Legends. We did at Giant Sports. That wasn't too bad. But I'm never played SC Village, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's an amazing park. It really is. Giovanni and those guys out there have done a good job.
I'm a little worried about the weather and my I don't know. I'm a prima donna anymore. If it's raining, if it's snowing,
It's
too hot.
Yeah, it might be a little too hot, but I don't think it's going to rain or snow, so you'll be good. You'll be good.
All right. Well, then the last question I have is your favorite all-time game so far that you've played. Doesn't it? I mean, we're not talking awards or anything. I'm talking the one you had.
I
the
would
most
say
fun
Ion. Ion was a lot of fun. I like D-Day. D-Day's cool in its own thing, but I guess there's three of them. I played a scenario game in Russia, which was pretty epic. Yeah, I would probably. What's
Was
that?
it in a castle?
Was it in a castle?
It was in woodlands and like a blown out house kind of thing. So, but it was cool. They had like real tanks or what looked like real tanks, and it was pretty cool. So I don't know. I guess those are my top three: Ion, D-Day, and then the Russian event. I couldn't even tell you what that was called.
D-Day,
D-Day.
yeah, D-Day for me was just a hot mess. Didn't enjoy myself the one
He's
time
not
I
talking
went.
about me, folks.
Yeah, it was just a hot mess for me. Ion though, oh my Lord, when you pull up to Ion and you're like, oh look, here you go, and then you just keep driving and you still keep driving and it's just tense everywhere. I mean, the amount of people that are there, even when the numbers were down everywhere else, the numbers were still freaking solid there. They do
a great job. And the landing is just insane, right?
Oh, that is just to rush out of those boats. That is just yeah. There's some videos. You guys can check them out on our TikTok. Check out our Mad Frog social media, by the way. You'll see there's a couple of videos in there where I'm leaving the boat and I'm literally shooting with that Defender so fast that I'm shooting paintballs out of the air. We're looking at the video and we're thinking I'm getting shot all up, and it's like, no, it's splatter because we slowed it down enough to where you can just see. And I wasn't aiming for him. It was just pure luck because
there's so much paint in the air. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's just nuts. I mean, and then I don't know how the drones do it. I don't even know how the drones
What's
fly.
the attendance level at the D-Day ones? Huge, isn't it?
D-Day is large. I mean, the one year we went, I think it was like 4,000
D-Day is also large. It goes on forever. He has a lot of structures. I don't think it ran the past couple of years, right? But it's pretty big.
No.
At its peak, it was big. I think it kind of fell behind the wayside as Legends and Ion and all those other events started coming on that were closer to civilization. I think that kind of affected D-Day because it was out there, right? Wyandotte, Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's
really,
a lot of the paintball fields are unfortunately
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the big epic scenario fields usually are out in the middle of nowhere because who wants to live next to, if you're a bunch of cows, you're okay next to a paintball field. But if you're a condominium complex, you're not happy. Even if the paintball field was there the first time, they were there the very first, and that's a problem because who gets pushed out? So paintball. So once again, if you guys have a local field, like we've always said, go to your local field, have fun, support them, but also check out some of these other travel games all over the place. I mean, literally
every
all
field
over the
is
place.
uniquely different.
Yeah, there's some really epic fields to play at, and then there's some that I've been to a lot, but I haven't been to hardly any.
No,
that's the cool thing.
Many.
That scenario, or even just rec, has over like what we do, right? Like when we build an airball field, it's the same wherever you go. Like you're in Texas, you're in Michigan, you're in Maryland. It's the same layout, same field. Whereas when you play at parks, it's like always changing. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is. And it's, you know what? I don't mind the fact that I'll be playing and then all of a sudden an inflatable dinosaur will go run past me. I'm there having fun, so it's cool. You're not going to see an inflatable dinosaur run anywhere on one of your fields.
That is for sure. Well, unless it's a dynasty mascot.
There you go. I think the last year at I don't know if it was Monster Game or Legends, but someone had an inflatable Cartman costume, but he did a gender reveal. He didn't even plan on it. It wasn't even planned. Somebody gave him a smoke grenade and said, "Hey, light this off and run with it to the 50." It's a gender reveal. and he did it. I think it's a boy, by the way. I'm pretty sure because
That's
I don't
pretty
remember the pink, but you know, it's kind of some of the fun stuff we do with the scenario guys. Yeah. So okay. So now I got a little bit of that bullshit stuff out that I wanted to ask.
That's the best part of the show.
No, the best part of the show is when when we're done. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I got a correction here. Monster Game. It was Monster Game. Rob Earthpig let me know that. Thank you, Rob. So yeah. So Summit Awards. So I guess let's get into
What are they?
the NXL schedule really fast here. Aaron, can you throw that up? You got that handy? Because the Summit Awards are going to be at the first event.
Yep, on the 9th,
correct,
the
Tom?
Sunday of the first event in Tampa.
Okay. And then as you guys can see there, we got all those other events going on. So Atlantic City Open, okay. Midwest Open, Cincinnati. All right.
Explain to those who don't know. What
Oh,
the
that's
Summit
instead
Awards
of
are.
is that instead of Chicago? Okay. All right. Well, that should be interesting. Lone Star Open down in Texas. All right. And then
Ooh, another one in Texas.
is there a reason World Cup doesn't have a location yet?
We
or
were
is
waiting
this
on
no
it. It's
picture?
one of our last venues typically to sign. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
so
right.
yeah, it's officially the same place as it was last year.
It just hasn't been. Okay, cool. Hey, Cheryl's here. How we doing, girl? All right. So the Summit Awards will be at the Tampa Bay Open there Sunday night, like you were saying. What's the NXL part? So the speedball part. I mean, do you guys have a large following there? I mean, as far as awards
we've
go,
only
as far
done
as
it
that
one
goes?
year, right? Last year was the first year that we did it. We did it in Vegas. It was pretty epic. I was very happy. Seemed like everybody was pretty happy with it. It was a pretty legit affair. I thought you had the little intro video there. It was it was definitely more upscale than everybody expected. And we're just trying to
A lot of clean paintballers. A lot of really
very
clean
unusual.
They all had
no
pants on.
There might have been some kilts in there. But we, we're trying to legitimize the sport and make it more like the way every other sport was. I envisioned the ESPYs. And we did a bunch of different stuff. You know, we had the industry stuff. We had industry awards for stores and fields, stuff like that. And then, like I said earlier, I believe scenario is a huge part of what we do as paintball players. And I think it's under-recognized. How's that? You know what I mean? It's always been kind of niche, and it feels like a lot of the industry marketing and stuff goes towards the, our events and stuff like that. So I wanted to include the scenario guys. Questionable if I did a great job last year with the scenario guys or what we did, but we were kind of under the gun to kind of get something going fast. And so I think it was neat. We had a couple different people on there. I think T-Devil won an award. Wolf won an award. So yeah, I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody had fun. They definitely liked the atmosphere and everything.
Well, it was Vegas.
It was Vegas, and it was big deal. So I'm definitely looking forward to what the feel is like this year and seeing what's going on and checking it out. Award categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you explain to the viewers what the Summit Awards are?
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
So the Summit Awards is an award. Basically, we're awarding people for last year's performance. So this year will be 2024. So like if they did something great, so we have an Icon of the Year, which is basically the league MVP. We have Team of the Year, Breakout Player. And then we have some stuff for the media guys, like Videographer of the Year, Creator of the Year. You guys would be under the Creator section. We have a Women's League, the WNXL, so we give awards for those as well. We have a European League, so we give out some awards for that, but we also give out more awards in Europe. And then we have ICPL, which is our 10-man classic paintball, and we give away awards for that as well. I'm just reading through the list here. She goes down it. So, and then we try and recognize fields and stores that we think are doing a good job. There's a big separation between a good job and a bad job. So we're trying to call the people out that are doing a good job, and hopefully they will incentivize more people to do better. And then we also recognize our referees for the year.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely need to recognize the refs. I mean, they've come in clutch more than once.
It's
I know.
Brutal job.
I've seen
that. And we've added the scenarios. We've expanded the scenario awards this year. I think we have 12 different awards this year. And we've brought in a much larger panel of people to kind of help select the nominees and stuff like that. So I think we have about 12 people on the nominees board.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, it's turned out. I've been involved with it a little bit, and it's just getting the feelers out to everybody and talking to everybody and everything, and seeing what their opinions are has been.
Actually, we had that call the other day, and it went great. I thought, you know what I mean. Really, I mean, I'm not an expert in the scenario world, right? So we really need other people to help us. All we're doing is trying to put on the show and create the venue for it, but it's really up to the scenario guys to kind of like start getting their stuff going. So
since I get the most valuable player, what do I get for that?
You're the most. You get a back rub. You get a back rub. How's that sound?
Oh, damn it! I tried.
There you go.
Got a back rub out of it though. You heard him.
There you go. Okay, there you go, Cheryl. So there you go. Yeah. So it's nice having. Hold on. 1 second.
No,
we're gonna do
here.
No,
he's not even here.
Daytona 500. There's still there's still a few laps to go here. One thing, I'm not really a big sports follower. I mean, I don't.
We used to watch this a lot.
NASCAR was always something we got into all the time. It's fun to watch, I guess. It's interesting. Being at the track is a totally different thing. We actually set our portable paintball field up at Michigan International Speedway twice during the races.
Oh my God.
Great. I mean, unfortunately, they never had us come back to do it again the next year, but I think they scrapped they did a Calora, something like that, some festival going on like at night.
And it was good though, because it was an Irish festival.
Yeah, and they just dropped it that year after we did it, but they had go-kart racing, the paintball. We had Fox Sports was out there,
and it didn't work because race car people that drive to the shit are not going to go and buy another armband.
That was the thing,
to another event.
They did this whole concert thing, and you had to buy another armband to get in. So it's like
you're not going to do that.
The best part about it is we got to see Elle King. She was set up on the stage 25 feet away from us.
Oh my God, that's so good.
The worst part about it is I had to put the netted roof on top of the paintball field because we were at turn 3. That was just taking that field down was always great and easy, but putting the roof on that thing, I had basically a static 50. Yeah, I had a static 50 by 100. An NXL field that was a 3-man size really cool. with a roof.
We did that for many years.
Yeah. It was Cheryl. it was fun. It was real enjoyable, but as time has gone on, it got slower and slower, and I'll let somebody else do it now.
Yeah, we did the Boy Scouts. We did a shooting range for the Boy Scouts, and it was a long week. I think it was 12 days or something we did it for. So I feel your pain. It was a lot.
Oh, you did one of the camping things?
Yeah, we did.
We set up. It was all. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's nice. It was actually something that was always hard for us to get into with the scouts was because hey, here you go, Aaron.
I was the leader.
Aaron, there you go.
I was the pack leader.
Yeah, I know, but it was hard to get the scout stuff going on because the Boy Scouts of America didn't want anything to do with the paintball.
We've been working with them to change that. They actually just invited us up again this year. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think we ran they had 58,000 kids there. I don't know how many we actually ran. I think maybe 5,000, 6,000, something like that. But that's a lot of people.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
So this is the concert venue there at however you pronounce that. It was
Flora.
It was fun. It was a good time. There was lots to do, and we enjoyed ourselves.
Fun meeting all the people.
But still, the best thing. Here we go.
We got to meet all the managers and the crew.
You know what though, is a venue like that as the night goes on. We just got shot so much.
What did you do for poles? How are your poles hooked up there?
I built.
a hand built field.
It was completely hand built. So I had a commercial job where I had to take a bunch of 2-inch airlines out of a warehouse, an old GM warehouse, and I recycled it into building poles that, I built welded up a triangle, and then the pole slid into the top. A 12-foot pole slid into the top.
Cool.
Staked it down. So kind of like those ones that, you guys have got that
PSP.
spread out.
Yeah, those were the
on
PSP poles. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, a lot smaller. A
Is it a
lot
6
smaller.
or a 9?
I have no idea there, dear. She's
Well, the good thing is there's no 9.
okay.
That's
She's doing a project over
it.
here,
great.
derailing me every chance she can get. Oh my God! So yeah, so it was the
Don't blame
portable.
me for your ADD.
The portable paintball
ADHD.
was fun for a long time. It was definitely got us out and got us a lot of places. But I definitely enjoy. I don't know. I enjoy the promotion more. I guess that's kind of what we've turned ourselves into. We are a paintball team. We like to play and have fun, but ultimately,
We're getting old.
we're getting old. It's all about the promotion. We try to get people involved and try to get more people to the games, with our videos and our TikToks and stuff like that. Because, hey, I don't know how people do it.
And we don't charge for this, people watching. So send us.
If you guys want us to come to an event, let us know. Give us the information. Send us a poster.
We can share it.
I don't know how people actually make money on social media. Because my Meta invoices are like $1.65.
So are ours. So are ours. So I don't know where the next step is. But yeah, I'll get one for like $3.98.
Yeah, I'm not doing this for the money at all, guys and girls. I'm not doing it at all for the money. I enjoy this.
If you want to donate, what's my account again?
Oh, hey, yeah, there's our good setup. That's our That roof was a bear. It was just labor intensive to get it up. The rest of it went up very easy and came down very easy. But the
pretty
roof
good
was,
though. It doesn't even have any sag in the roof. That's impressive.
Little bit, but not much. It was very, very comfortable in there in the sun. It shaded very well. I always explain it like it's like a great big bird cage.
You have to do that over multiple days.
We did that. We were there for the whole entire weekend. So we set it up on a Thursday and we were there until Monday.
Colleges.
Yeah. I mean, and then we've done it to where we've set it up all the time. Cheryl.
We've done festivals.
Yeah, we've done a couple different festivals. We did an air show.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was cool. It was definitely cool. Depending on what the setups were always different. Like we got like for the NASCAR, we got hired in for the weekend. Paint and we did a hopper game. And so some parties we do some parties at places where, like, for the Boy Scouts, we'd go out to their property at wherever the scout camp was, and it was kind of nice because we just set up 4 10x20 canopies and hung net and made a safe zone.
That's pretty cool.
Then didn't have to set up the walls. And then we've had other ones where we're like literally in the middle of Detroit in an abandoned field that was like, yeah, we're not doing this again, guys. But it worked out. I don't know. It's been interesting.
It helps to be mobile. That's for sure.
It totally, the whole mobile part was because we're Michigan. What the hell? Okay, so you're going to run the business for 6 months, and then you got to move inside, and then you got to have this rent for 6 months. We even tried
doing a building. That was a joke.
I don't know. I'm a plumber. I'm a contractor. My main thing's plumbing. My main money was plumbing. Paintball was always the fun thing, and got us around and paid for the habit.
Yeah, that's the expensive part. The habit. Yep.
That's it. That's a habit.
You've got expensive habits.
Well,
let me just tell you.
Lowriders, paintball. I never played hockey, hon. Aren't you happy about that one?
No.
My teeth are fake for other reasons, not because of hockey.
I can't believe you said that.
Well, hey, if the people that have watched this podcast know that my teeth are great right now. I'm happy. I'm comfortable. Okay. I've had a couple times where it's been a real interesting living legends where you break a tooth.
It just seems like every one of the big legends.
Had a tooth problem, broke a tooth in half, whatever.
I mean, the worst thing in the world.
Here, I'll have some more sugar and I'll have some more sugar in a can, and
yeah,
just I mess myself up even more, but whatever. Anyhow, all right. So what? Summit Awards are coming up. So hey, hopefully you guys. I believe are there some? Are we going to be putting up some
Player cards?
I'm missing the word.
The votes? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So we do have some fan selections in all the different categories. We have some fan selections. So I don't know off the top of my head which one in the scenario world of fan selection, but I think we have 3 or 4, and I think they go up like late next week.
There you guys go. So late next week, check it out. We'll be spamming your inboxes, and you'll be seeing it on social media to have everybody put their input in and let us know what you think, because it's
is
not
this ranked choice voting or real voting.
This is ranked choice voting. Oh God. Yeah, we don't need to pull Kermit out. We don't need to pull Kermit out here. Kermit, we've got a little thing when I start going political and we start talking about stuff. Kermit the Frog comes out sipping his tea. So I'll try to keep it away from that. Can we get Tom to take a shot?
All I have is iced tea. So
there you go. There you go.
Shot.
It'll be on the I believe it'll be an email, and we'll also probably have a link on our Major League Paintball social media stuff.
So there you go. All right. So it's coming up. So everybody else can have some input too. It's not just
it's not a private vote.
It's not a private vote. It's also got a little bit of a popularity vote in there.
But you can only vote once, right?
You can only vote once. Yes.
Nice.
There you go.
Yes, you can only vote once.
Okay. So what NXL game are you looking forward to most here? The last one when it's all over?
Actually, World Cup. I like World Cup. It's a little bit of a sigh of relief when it's over, but I mean, it's definitely our crown jewel, right? I think last year we had 650 teams, something like that, which is a lot.
Is that the one we couldn't get the bus into?
That's the one we couldn't. Yeah,
I couldn't fit the bus into. Yeah,
I couldn't fit in the parking lot, and I'm just
we just waved to you as we went by.
We waved and went right to Disney. No.
The bus is big. Your bus is big. So
the problem is the trailer on the back of it.
Yeah. So
I'm literally 63. I'm literally 63 feet long with the damn trailer.
We need to show up a couple days in advance.
We need to show up like at 2 a.m. when nobody's there, or a couple days in advance.
Yeah, and we've been like sold out of parking. So it's your bus is big. Take up like 12 car spaces. But I also, looking forward to Cincinnati. That we haven't been there before, so I like going to new towns and trying new stuff out. So I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be nice. I got to imagine people are definitely looking forward to that. And it's not too. I mean, that's not crazy far away from where from the Chicago location. I mean, it's a bit of a drive, but it's not ridiculous. So
yeah, and it's closer to more people, right? So it's still close to the East Coast. It picks up a little bit of the southern teams and stuff like that. So,
and may I actually say that it's probably cheaper for people to stay in the area as well.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we're looking at. We're trying to have that mid-year event be like a cheap event.
Yeah. Chicago's never.
Not in Chicago.
Chicago's never inexpensive. Let's put it that way. I love Chicago. I love going there. There's lots to do. It's great. But yeah.
Everything costs so much there.
Yeah. It's just just NXL, check that out, Will.
It's like going to California.
I don't know if there's a field that I don't know if we could actually if you were to come to Michigan, you'd have to. I don't know if we have a field in existence right now in Michigan that you could set up at. You'd have to take a venue over.
Yeah, no, we need about 25 acres of flat grassland. So we've looked at some places in Michigan outside of Detroit. but we just haven't found anything. The upper, it's either cold or hot up there, right? So it's an interesting place to try and do stuff. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with Michigan. We could look at a Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan is beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun place to
I don't know what kind of weather you'll get.
I'm sorry, Tom. What was that?
I'd say we have nothing in the plans right now.
Right. Do you have next year's planned out and figured out already, or do you kind of?
I wish. It's pretty much a replica of this year, except the first event. We would like to be out west somewhere. We just haven't been able to find a venue out west. We'd like to be in Vegas or California, something like that. So, yeah.
I have not done an NXL Vegas yet. That would be very interesting.
We've done Vegas.
We lost the venue last year, so yeah. So ever since then, we've been struggling to find a place.
Yeah. And then again, that's not a cheap one again either. And
No,
it's probably production wise, it's probably not cheap either because you got to set up something from scratch, right?
Yep. Yeah. No, it's expensive. It is definitely expensive. And yeah, I see someone's mentions of the Ford Field. That wouldn't be bad. Do they have area outside in the grass?
In their training section, they do.
No, you know what? They're not
that's
really.
a school.
Yeah, no, not really. I don't. It'd be parking lot.
Yeah, we can do grass parking lot. That's what we're doing in Tampa is a grass parking lot. We can't do. Okay. We don't do turf, right? It's a lot of turf.
Oh yeah. Well, turf is ridiculous. It's the weight. Just the weight in moving that is just. Yeah, let alone the net is hard enough to move. You try moving turf. And if it's wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked to our crew one time about turf, and they were like, "We will quit if you go to turf." They were like, "We're not doing it, And we're like 10 fields, right? So that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of space. That's a lot.
Luckily, Barnow's got tons of turf lying around, but it's just moving is the problem.
I know a joke about that right now too. That oh man, he's got more coming in.
I've heard that rumor.
He's got more coming in is all I know. But I don't know. Moving it into Hudson now. So Hudson,
Florida. He has it in Florida and in Maryland.
God, he's a sucker. He found some guy
he's not a sucker
that has turf for him. And I don't know which one of the two of them are suckers, but I think there's some situations where he's paying for it and some situations where he's getting paid to take it. It's interesting. And speaking of,
Brian would not pay for it. He would take money for taking it though.
If you really need it, you pay for it.
No, he's not going to pay for it.
If you need it, you pay for it. No, well, now he doesn't need it now. He doesn't need it now.
He might have been paying for it, but now I think he's got enough.
And then speaking of Brian, here's a prime example. Super Game, Oregon, whatever. Okay, I'm from Detroit. That's the way I talk.
Shut the fuck up and
that's a hard one to set up because it's kind of like a whole. The paintball field is there, but it's not really ran in that kind of capacity.
It's a hazelnut orchard.
So he's setting everything up to start with. Now he does Super Game here in Florida, and it's already a field. Yeah. So it's not as much work. Unfortunately, I can't be out in Oregon this year.
Nobody asked anyway.
Yeah, I want to be there though. Too much going on, with Legends
coming up. Right in Oregon.
What's that?
The event in Oregon's at an orchard or something, right?
Yeah, it's a hazelnut orchard. Actually,
yeah, that's cool.
The venue,
it's
the staging, the vendor area is gorgeous. I mean, it's one of those venues where
they have weddings there.
Yeah, well, it's one of those venues where you walk into and you're like, okay, why aren't they all like this?
Yeah,
it's really, I mean, even the back in the days of the CPX location, it's still just the venue itself with all the lights hung between the trees. And
you feel like a little fairy.
Yeah, it's real festival vibe, with a bunch of muddy paintballers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's one event that I regret not being able to get to yet. I think it's always on one of our event days. It's an 8.
Well, definitely to change your event date.
Yeah, it's always a fun one. Always play the Renegades.
Why would you put it on that date anyway?
always one of the, we play the Renegades when we go out that way. And it's, I mean, it's always been fun.
It's always a
been
good time.
fun. Definitely.
Do you drive out there, or do you fly?
We drive.
We drive.
Wow.
And see, that's part of the fun.
It's so
Tom.
much fun. Oh my
Long
god.
drive. That is a long drive.
You went from Detroit, dude.
Dude, so 37 hours is our top time. Leaving Detroit and ending up at Super Game 37 hours later. And that's basically, we changed the drivers when we filled for gas and we just kept going.
Yeah, you haven't done it from Florida, though. Florida's a whole nother.
No, yeah, coming from Florida, that's a whole nother thing. But see, here's the trick is we're getting ready to leave Florida to head to Texas for the Bones and Ashes game. And as soon as that's in 7 Points, Texas at What's Up Paintball. And then as soon as that's over, I have to hightail it back to Hell Survivors.
For what?
To get the campground opened and everything. Well, Marie and Byron will have the field going, but there'll be, our last minute stuff to try to make sure it's ready for Legends, Living Legends there. It's always a fun one. I enjoy it. I just wish they were a little further apart and I had my own plane so I could get from the West Coast all the way back in time.
So if anybody has that,
I don't care to, I don't mind flying. I really don't. I don't mind flying. It's just the way my lifestyle is, especially now. I mean,
we're stupid. We owned a house and we really didn't need a house all these years we've been together.
We really
don't need the house. Yeah, definitely don't need the house.
I mean, it was for the kids and everything. It worked great. It was awesome for the garage.
We were never home.
But I was never home. We were always on the road going to another paintball event.
Or low riding.
Or a low ride car shows. Jesus Christ.
Every weekend.
1 year, Tom, check this out. Aaron's bringing up things. 1 year, Tom, I generaled 23 games.
That's insane. It's only 52 weeks.
I know. It sucked.
You liked it.
I burnt everybody out. I could not call anyone to get to a game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It was just like, no, too much. So, yeah, now slowing down a little bit. I don't command games anymore unless it's a charity event or something like that. I try not to do anything like that anymore. Now I'm the idiot putting together the little puzzles for you to really hate during these scenario games. That's one of the things I've taken on with the CPX, the new CPX crew is
prop builder,
so to speak. North versus South. They're going to probably hate me, which is coming up this next weekend, I believe. Correct? North versus South. I believe it is. That's at Skyline Paintball. Cousins.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
North versus South, the return. So I don't
know. Barnow's Fields right now? Is that one of Barnow's Fields?
No, it's still Cousins. It's still Cousins. So, but yeah, there you go. So it's coming up here. There's some puzzles that we put together for that game that are very Survivor TV show-ish.
They're huge.
I sent 2 800-pound pallets of props to the field the other day.
That's insane.
And it's only for 2 missions.
It's two different puzzles, but anyways. I don't know. Have you ever seen a crate puzzle?
Yeah, there you go. 2 different puzzles.
You know what a crate puzzle is?
I do not.
So it's a bunch of different boxes, and you have to stack them together a certain way to make the puzzle correct, to make the logo look correct on the outside.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that.
It's a 4 foot tall by 4 foot wide it's a 4 foot cube. So that's where a lot of the weight is. So that's 10 boxes.
Yeah. So if any viewers are going to this game and you're playing, remember it's a team sport.
It's definitely a team effort. It'll definitely be a team effort. And
it's a life-size puzzle is basically
huge.
Yeah.
Are you expecting people to be getting shot at while they're trying to build this thing?
You know what?
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what? I'm the guy that had to be told not to put cement inside of the boxes to make them heavier. I don't know
they're already heavy enough.
I don't know where they're using them. What's up, Wolf? I don't know where they're using them, how they're putting them together. I think they're putting them together at the
stage?
At either their base or at the info tent. I'm not actually sure.
Because we're not going.
I'm not actually going because I'm not driving north to.
But that doesn't mean
Virginia
Brian
to
can't
freeze.
get you a ticket on a plane.
I'm not going to get cold to come back
It
down.
might be warm in 2 weeks in Virginia.
Yeah,
you don't know.
but you're not driving in it.
Yeah,
so
but
if he
that's
gets
2
you a
weeks.
ticket,
That's not
then
next weekend.
You can
Tom.
just fly there.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
So yeah, that's the thing is I didn't want to drive up to Virginia to drive down to Texas.
Even though we could see our daughter.
I'm getting a lot of shit here, Tom. You hear that?
I feel it.
But yeah, so that's it.
only
So I'm not gonna.
daughter.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna make that game.
Oh, did I just have
but
to
I
do a
put
whole
to-
bunch of blues for nothing?
I put together a pretty good, some pretty good props for everybody.
shit.
So hopefully they have fun with them and don't hate me
shit,
too
I gotta
much.
Take all these out.
And then yeah, what's up, Byron? And then we will be the new owner of Hell Survivors, Tom. Hell Survivors paintball field, Byron Butler.
Oh my god, this
He's
is so
coming in.
stupid.
What did you do? You just messed up?
I did.
Okay.
This
well,
pile was sitting here and I thought
stop
it was
talking
for
to me and leave us alone and let us do our thing. No, I'm sorry, honey. Whatever.
I gotta take them all out.
Sorry, Tom. It's just
That part's hopeless.
Yeah,
That
it's
part's
just the way we
Oh,
are.
shut the fuck up.
Okay, so Aaron popped up a photo earlier there.
Where do you want me to go? We live in a bus.
Hertz, yeah, where do you want Shelly to go? We live in a bus. He popped up a photo earlier of the Hertz rental car company. So they are they're sponsoring.
Yeah, they came on as a sponsor last year. We're pretty excited about it. It's one of our first real outside sponsors that were serious about doing something. So it was pretty good. And then we gave away free VIP parking to anybody that rented through Hertz, and they gave a discount code and stuff like that. So we put it on the webcast. We also did a show on ESPN, so they got some commercials on ESPN. So it was pretty good. They're staying on again for another year. So we're excited about it. I think it's pretty cool.
You can hook me up with a Hertz
Cool,
car when I come visit
When
you.
when do you think the East? It was 62 degrees. Oh, all right. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That's actually pretty good.
It's okay. I can
It's
handle that.
comfortable.
It's comfortable. Yeah, we've got like 16 inches of snow or something like that up in Michigan, up in Detroit right now.
You don't know. You don't know. You're not there.
I'm not there. I'm just going
And
by
16
reports.
inches. Oh, is it all the way up in the UP? Come on. You gotta be realistic. We got an inch of snow maybe.
With all due respect, honey, with all due respect.
Just took out 10 stitches.
Yeah, so 35 years of marriage here, Tom, and we live in a bus together still. It's amazing. We
Haven't killed each other yet.
haven't killed each other.
I feel like it's close. I feel like it could happen at any moment.
Oh no!
No, we have a lock on the knife drawer. It's all right.
Got it. Got it.
Fucking great.
It's
Yeah. And actually, so Wolf jumped in there. So Wolf had a good idea the other day. I'm pretty sure it was completely Wolf's idea, which
right.
we're going to try and create like a way for the promoters to check in and report who won the events and who got all the awards and who got different stuff. So we're going to create like a landing page where they can put that information in, which will kind of create like a database of who did what throughout the year, right? Because I don't really, it's kind of informal to know what generals won and what teams did what and all that kind of stuff. So we'd make one big central housing for all that stuff, so everybody kind of check out what everybody did. And it would help in the long run with the awards to make it so everybody could kind of see. So that was a good call by Wolf.
Yeah, it's like the NXL has got statistics.
Don't make his head any bigger, please.
Yeah.
The NXL has got statistics. It's got its different things you can actually watch and give it categories, and what's going on with everybody.
I'm doing that right now with my NASCAR.
Like a real sports team.
Yeah.
We are real sports teams, whatever. Anyhow, but scenario paintball really doesn't have it. We don't have that. So that'd be really cool to have that landing pad,
According
have
to
that
your
spot
daughter,
to put
you're
all
not
that.
legit until you're getting paid. Your daughter got paid to play Ultimate Frisbee in a professional team. Have you gotten paid yet?
Technically, sort of, yes.
No, there's no technicallys and no sort ofs.
Well, I didn't claim it, but anyhow. All right. Now, hey, hon.
Frisbee's always ahead of us.
Oh,
Ultimate Frisbee
you know
is
what?
fucking great.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, I've been around paintball for a while. I've been watching it forever. The way different magazines, just the way everything going on.
Ultimate Frisbee, though, man, those people, those
crazy.
kids run.
it's crazy to see that it hasn't gone anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's like we're always battling to get that venue or to be seen, where all these other sports are just, you know, I don't know if it's the stigma of we're shooting each other. I don't know. We're marking each other, whatever you want me to call it. I don't know if that's it that's always kept us behind, but it sucks because there's a lot of people out there that spend a lot of money, have a lot of fun, and
We're one of them.
more people could do it.
Yeah, I think that I don't think it's the gun thing or the shooting thing. I think it's expensive to do and expensive to put on.
But people play hockey.
Hockey's expensive.
People play hockey like crazy.
Yes and no. So if you have a venue, if you have a place to go play, which could be just a pond, right? With ice on it, you just need a stick and a puck. So like if we wanted to do, like when you do a free game, right? When you say we're going to go let people play paintball for free, it still costs a huge amount of money because of the paintballs, right? The whole time you're there, you're spending money. Whereas if you set up a ultimate frisbee course where people wanted to go try ultimate frisbee, once you were there, it wouldn't cost you anything.
Do you know what ultimate frisbee is?
Yeah, no, he does.
You know what ultimate frisbee is,
no court.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what Shelley.
It's just a soccer field.
Shelley.
Exactly.
It's just a soccer field.
It's
That's exactly what he's saying. I need to get a camera on her because that's the only way I'm going to get her to shut up is to actually hook up a camera and have it pointing towards her so that, you know, because as soon as she starts talking and looking at her own face, she's going to shut up and be like, oh,
go away.
Anyways. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Ultimate frisbee, boom. You're there. There's nothing to it. You put your cones in the corner and hand somebody a disc and say, here, go play.
Yeah.
So I guess I see what you're saying. And then
I think that's one of it, right? And it's messy, you know what I mean? It's like you can't do it just anywhere. So it makes it harder for sure to bring it to the masses.
But it should still be.
It should
I
have
still
changed
think
now.
it could have been seen. I still think it could be seen because there's just. I mean,
should be
when
more playing by now.
when they have marbles on sports channels instead of paintball,
It's
Or
irritating.
yeah,
I can't even watch ESPN without getting mad at all the stupid stuff they have on there. Well, I do feel like we're on the cusp of making that next step. So I think in the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to have a pretty good placing on TV. So we'll see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to go.
Now, wasn't it? It was getting really, really popular. Was it Dick Clark that had something to do with it, trying to really bring it in?
Yeah, Dick Clark. There was 2 competing leagues back then. There was PSP and the NPPL, and yeah, they had Dick Clark. PSP had Dick Clark, and the NPPL had one of the BG guys. And everybody was trying to push it forward. It was a tough time though because traditional TV was even harder than what we're doing now. So I think now's the perfect time. Yeah, I mean, and Aaron, we were just on ESPN last year, and we will be on again this April or this July, something like that.
Okay, cool. So that's was one of the things.
And it goes live August 8th.
Okay, so that was something I was going to ask. I was going to bring up is are there plans for more stuff to show up on ESPN? So that's cool. The more it's out there, the more people see it.
So does this mean we have our spot reserved?
There you go. You got the Army versus Navy football team. You got the Army versus Navy paintball teams. I mean,
yeah, I'm super interested in MagFed. I think it's really cool. And I think it would be neat to do an Army versus Marines or Army versus Navy or something like that. A MagFed show. I think that would be neat.
That'd be cool. There's some definite advancements in the MagFed scene. More gear coming out. I need a bucket on top of my marker. I need a big, huge hopper with lots and lots of paint to play. Now,
just looks cool, right? MagFed guns look cool.
They do. They totally do.
They have a different aura.
Yeah, they do.
Aura. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, realistic wise, they just make.
They just walk around like their shit don't stink. I'm sorry. I'm They're all over here where I'm at.
They do have some real nice equipment. Like Planet Eclipse has come out with some new stuff. Simon has always done some mods and stuff like that. So that, yeah, Alto Coco. There's
yeah, we did a thing at the Boy Scouts where we had a picture of Wolf all tacked out, right? And then we had a picture of Ryan Greenspan all tournamented out. And it was like 100-1 people saying that Wolf looked cooler than Greenspan. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's easier to sell people what they want than try and move them into something that they don't understand. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, because face it, I mean, when people think paintball, they think we're a bunch of army nuts running around the woods and stuff like that. When in reality, some of the games are, you know, historical wars or battles, and then like I was saying earlier, some of them are Mario versus the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
it could be anything. Especially with some of these the producers out there now. There's some really cool producers, and they're thinking out of the box. They're doing games where the props are an integral part of the game. And they're not just simple like, oh, here's this wood plaque or this wood box and you got to get this and hold this. It's like you set this down and it does this to get you that.
You got to do this.
You got to do this to get that. And it's the technology is starting to catch up with the props, and it's so much fun.
I can see that.
So much fun.
Yeah, I went into a deep dive last year about like the RFID readers and capturing bases and stuff like that. Sensitive topic in the scenario world, I believe. But yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff. And yeah, I did some with LARPing. Yeah, there's definitely the LARPing group, and then there's the milsim group. I think I'm drawn naturally more towards the milsim than the LARPing. But yeah.
It just doesn't sound right.
It's the fun part of it, and I like it. I guess I'm more of a LARPer than I guess. Yeah. Whatever, we're nerds.
Whatever. We're all nerds, right? I don't think we're just separating nerds into little categories. Is what we're doing.
Yeah. Now and then you get into the whole airsoft thing too. Oh my Lord! Like down here at Battlefield Orlando, they've got a pretty decent airsoft following.
It's huge.
And where we're parked out in the back parking area, we look at the airsofters playing like crazy. And some of the kits that they've got too, some of the markers or the guns, they're just listening to some of them too. You're like, oh yeah, I don't think that guy's going to be allowed to play with that one out on the field. It's, I mean, paintball, the paintball Gatling gun that you could hold and play with and then shoot somebody down with. Oh, everybody's like, yeah, that's great. That's great. I don't think there's really been an acceptable lightweight minigun that you could run around with.
I just don't think it's a good game if you can't tag somebody. And
now in airsoft, holy cow, they've got miniguns and they're cool as hell. Yeah. So they've got the gear.
Yeah, no, they got cool gear. That's one of the.
Oh, that's the honor system. No.
What did she say?
She's like, they don't know. They don't get marked.
Oh,
There's no way to tell if you're actually hit, I guess that's mainly, us. We're all a bunch of cheaters, I guess. We got to be covered in paint to be called out. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, there's obviously different segments in the airsoft world. There's some people that are really honorable. Some of their games are amazing, and then some of them are just absolute trash. Everybody just running around. Like literally, the first time I thought airsoft, I thought you had to get shot like 100 times before you called yourself out. I was like, because I didn't know what they were doing. Guys are obviously getting shot, and they wouldn't even like move or hide or anything. So I thought maybe it's 100. That's because it just didn't make sense to me. They would just sit there and get shot. Yeah. So, but I think our industry made a conscious decision to like move away from scenario and kind of make it more like non-warish and non-D&D-ish. And I think that's what opened it up for airsoft and created this gulf between the scenario guys and the speedball guys. So I think we need to be all inclusive in that. Not including airsoft. not including airsoft.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'd pull. Hey, when I was commanding games, I'd be like, okay, I need my heavy hitters. I pulled the freaking speedballers in.
Right.
If there wasn't a tournament scheduled for the same weekend, Chicago always got in the way. Oh, it always sucked because I'd be like, I mean, whatever. It'd be like, oh, okay, I need my heavy hitters, my speedball teams. Cool. I'm gonna get. No, we got Chicago that weekend. I'm like, oh.
I find the speedball guys don't do the missions though. They just want to go shoot everybody, right?
Exactly. So you need to know how to use them correctly.
Yeah, you need some scenario guys to make sure they're the ones doing the missions.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I need this hole punched. Can I get all you guys to go that way? And then you send the scenario guys behind them.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been a tournament guy my whole life, but I really like the scenarios, like the objectives, right? Like I want to do the missions. I think it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. And then like I was saying, the technology with the different missions now too, with the different boxes, like you got to do a mission instead of just pulling a flag now. You got to run into where the flag station is and you put your hand on a button and you got to hold that button for 2 minutes without letting go to get your points. I mean, that's a whole new different flag station, let alone like we were saying, the RFID stuff where you walk up, scan your badge and then run off and boom, hey, you got points. That's cool stuff too. I think all that's going to really enhance the game over the next couple of years. It's something laser tag's always been ahead of us in, right? They have some cooler technology associated. I mean, I don't think laser tag's got any advantages on us except for their technology is pretty cool. Yeah, you do some pretty cool stuff. If you've got the know-how, you can definitely do some pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see. What else do we got as touch subject on here? We got a couple minutes left. Shelly, I don't care what you got to say. No.
You need to talk about Art Together tomorrow.
Okay, this is correct. This is correct. We actually do have to talk about Together Tomorrow 3. So every year, we put on a Suicide Awareness Foundation event. So we raise money for a couple different suicide awareness foundations. We basically do a big open day play of paintball at the field. Hell Survivors helps us out and gives us the space to do it at. We have a big fun day with everybody. Try to get everybody together and enjoy ourselves and have some recreational paintball along with some tiki bar time maybe, or some cornhole. Last year we got a dunk tank out, and
this year I want to play kickball.
I got wet. I got real wet. They enjoyed knocking me in the freaking dunk tank. So please join us. Scan the QR code there. Donate away. Give us some donations so we can check out our silent auction. So yeah, you can donate cash if you want to, or products,
or services,
entries into games, whatever.
Put me down. 3-man entries there. I'll donate them.
All right. Cool. See, there you guys go. So that when we use those for our, we do a auction, so to speak. Not like a silent auction. Yeah, we do a silent auction, and
we're very loud about it.
We're very loud about it. But we do a silent auction, and that's how we raise most of the money for the event. Honestly, it's been a very lucrative part of what we do to bring the money in for a good cause. So please join us for that.
The money went to the telephones, the answering people.
Yep. Yes,
that was really neat. When you get to choose
the suicide hotline. Yes.
Oh wow, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets about that part of it. Yeah. So that was really neat.
Yeah. So we've got that going on. We obviously got tons of CPX events. Man, we got tons of events, period, going on this year. So take a minute, browse Facebook for some paintball stuff. Check out your local field's website and check out some games they got going on, because by the list of games going on this year, you're going to be able to go wherever the heck you want and have some fun.
Don't forget to ask for your team photos.
Yeah.
Or videos.
And Mama wants to make sure, look at these guys. Mama wants to make sure we get you to send in photos like these guys here. So we got Preacher and Noah, and I'm not sure who the other second place winner of the TC Paintball 3-man. So they got second place just today.
So we don't just place.
Yeah, so we do play a little bit of speedball there, Tom. A little bit.
Cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
players, you know, we mix it
we've
up.
we've got the infamous
We're
Glenn.
all inclusive.
You've probably heard of Glenn in your travels on the NXL field.
He's the puker.
He's the puker. So his adrenaline gets going so high and spikes. As soon as he slows down a little bit, he's the one puking behind the Dorito.
Oh, so he's like the guy from The Replacements that throws up every time they go on the field. Yeah.
Yep,
That's
exactly. I mean, you can ask your refs. We had them we were at Legends the one year, and as soon as the game was over, we're all trying to do a team pick. Hey, there he is. There's Glenn. Trying to do a team pick.
Timing on the picture there. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, well, we know he's going to do it every time. Actually, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, the game's over. Boom. So
His wrestling. Does she puke after she wrestles? Good.
So he's doing that, and then one of the refs comes over and goes, "Dude, is he the puker? I ref NXL. Is he the puker?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's so funny.
All right. Well, with that being said,
what being said?
it is
there
now
no video of the day?
9:02, and we're gonna
No
let
video of the
Tom go away into his wonderful Tennessee, Nashville area stuff.
Thank you for coming and visiting with us.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you very
you
much.
guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for dealing with this dyslexic freaking nut job of a
Hey,
of a
I'll
show
hit
that we
you up.
do.
I'll hit
My
you up.
wife is coming home in a minute, so I'm just trying not to have dual wives chatting in my ear. That's what I'm shooting for.
I'll hit you. I'll hit you
yeah,
up when your event comes closer, so I can get a reserved spot for my bus.
Make sure you hit me up about the 3v3s though. We will.
We'll definitely do that.
take care of that. Is that tomorrow? The silent auction is?
No. That is going to be September 20th. Is that?
Okay, got it. Okay,
September
we'll take
20th.
care of it.
Plenty of time. Plenty of
Okay.
time. There you
Thank
go.
you much, sir.
There you go.
Thank
So
you.
thanks a lot, Tom, for joining us. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us, because I know you had a lot better things to do than to listen to me talk. Other than that, hey, paintball. Check us out. Check us out on madfrogpaintball.com, NXL Paintball, all the fun stuff. We'll see you at the Summit Awards.
Appreciate
Bye.
you guys. See you at the Summit Awards. All right.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for all our nominees tonight.